What's up? So, today's video is gonna be on 10 things I hate about being trans. By the way, the last video I posted a couple weeks ago, really, people? Just the fact that I got, what? 1,643 views at this point. I seriously was not expecting this, because it's just like, the first time I checked how many views I got on the video from 2 Thursdays ago, I didn't I checked it 4 days after I posted the video, see how many views I got, because I hadn't done that at that point, up until Monday of last week. I didn't expect 663 views. I mean, seriously, that was how many views I had the first time I checked how many views. Now I am checking it. Now it has 1,643 views. Like, how? Oh my god. Anyway, so yeah, today's video is going to be on 10 things I hate about being transgender. About being trans, I mean. And sorry that I look like shit, plus there's the fact that I feel like shit. I've been feeling like shit the past couple days. Anyway, so yeah, number one is when people say that there are only 2 genders. It's just like, what? No. I mean, seriously, it's just like that just confuses me every time I hear people say there's only 2 genders. It's just like, yeah, what exactly is the second gender? Because I know because it's just like, I know that one of the genders that people are referring to is cisgender, and I kind of feel like they're talking about like, there's only 2 genders, like cis women, cis men, like that's one gender. Because it's just like, seriously? There's 3 sexes: male, female, intersex. So usually people are either born, biologically speaking, male or female or intersex. But gender-wise, I kind of feel like people who say that there are only 2 genders should be saying there's. Oh, I think I get why. I think people are referring to intersex people as the second gender. If that's the case, I just realized this. Oh my god. But no, there's not just 2 genders. I mean, seriously, there's cisgender, agender, bigender, pangender, gender fluid, gender flux, transgender. I know there's a lot of other there's probably some other gender identities, but it's just like, those are the only ones I can think of right now. Oh yeah, Two-Spirit. But for gender expression, there's masculine, feminine, and androgynous. I mean, seriously, I present as both. Like, gender, sex is what's in your pants. Gender identity is up in your brain. Gender expression is how you choose to physically express yourself. For me, I choose to express my gender as androgen. I mean, like, I'm trans-masculine, but it's just like, I choose to express myself as an androgen person because it's just like, all close to me are just gender neutral, really. But it's just like, I choose to present myself as androgen. So, alright. When gays and lesbians number 2, when gays and lesbians as well as straight people who are cisgender say that us trans men and trans women aren't really a man or a woman. It's just like, actually, yeah, we are. Us trans men are actually men. And the trans women are real women. Jeez, I kind of feel like I look like I'm starting to grow a bunch of zits. I am not. I probably also kind of partially look like I was crying. If I do look like I was crying, I was not. I'm just in a really irritable mood. But yeah, it kind of irritates me when people say that us trans men and the trans women aren't real men or real women. It's just like, yeah, we fucking are. It's just that we were born with the wrong set of genitalia. I mean, seriously, like, ever since I was a kid, I always knew that I was a guy. I just didn't know there was a correct term for that, and I didn't know that it was even possible for a person to be able to actually, like, transition medically. It's just, I've always presented as male my entire life. I just didn't know that there was a word for it. Like, I also kind of, then lately I've also kind of felt like genderless, basically. Number 3, being told that by people that nobody will ever want to be with us, friends with us, or even fall in love with us just because of our gender identity / gender expression. It's just like, middle fingers up if you don't give a fuck. Sorry. Sorry, it's just that these past couple days have been kind of weird and kind of shitty for me, so it's just like, my mind is for me. Alright. Having a significant other cisgender, specifically cisgender people, who constantly refer to us... Okay. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna finish saying this. Number 4. Having a significant other cisgender people constantly referring to us as the pronouns of what we were biologically born as, and is pretty much disrespectful towards us and refuses to accept us for who we really are. Now, here's the thing. I know not all cisgender people are like this. I'm just making a point about this because there are cisgender men and cisgender women who pretty much are like this, are disrespectful and disrespectful to us trans people and refuse to accept that we are a male or that we are a man or that we are a woman. I mean, seriously, it's just like, it's part of who we are, and it's what makes us happy, and significant others are supposed to be able to want their significant other to be happy. And if you're that kind of significant other who makes your significant other feel like crap and is bluntly disrespectful and bluntly refuses to accept that your significant other is trans, I'm sorry, but you're a piece of You're a good example of people that I hate. Of why I hate the human race. I mean, seriously. To those of you who have a significant other who doesn't identify as their biological sex, like, okay, say that you're dating someone who biologically speaking is female but identifies as male, or falls somewhere else under the trans umbrella. Or same thing with if you're dating a guy, or if you're dating someone who's biologically speaking a male but is a trans woman, and you refuse to accept that, then I'm sorry, but actually, you want to know, I'm not sorry, but you're a piece of shit. And quite frankly, you're one of the many examples of why I hate the human race. Because it's like, it's common sense, it's common courtesy, I mean, seriously, it's just like, they go through enough shit without having their significant other pretty much being disrespectful and flat out refusing to accept that their significant other isn't cisgender. Alright, number 5. Having to fear for our lives on a daily basis. What I mean by this is, sorry, I know I'm playing with my hair a lot, it's just that, yeah, sorry. Anyway, what I mean by this is having a significant other who, not having a significant other, having to constantly fear for your life because, there are trans women who are sex workers. I mean, seriously, that's, probably one of the biggest risks of being a sex worker and trans. Because, just, if people know that you're trans and, if you're a trans woman or even a trans man or some part of the trans community, and you're a sex worker, then it's just you kind of have, quite frankly, if I was a sex worker, personally I never would be because me personally, I'm not into sex that much, and plus I've only been sexually attracted to literally only one person in my entire life. But it's just kind of having to worry that maybe the person that whoever picks you up and is paying you to have sex with them or some form of sex with them or whatever, having to worry that they might kill you or rape you or something like that. It's you don't know if they might rape you. You don't know if they might try to kill you or any shit like that. And then there's also having to fear that people will end up trying to beat the living crap out, physically beat you. And having to, there's just plenty of things that trans people have to fear for of their life on a day-to-day basis. Alright, number 6. Expected to conform to society's norms and expectations of whatever gender we identify as. This isn't specifically towards people who aren't trans. This is specific. I know, this is kind of exclusive to only trans men and trans women, and I'm sorry about that. But it's this one is kind of meant specifically for just trans men and trans women. Society tends to expect us trans men to be these really masculine people when it's just and expects us to and expects trans women to be all these super feminine people. I don't know why I went into that high-pitched voice. But I did. Whatever. What am I trying to say? And dress all they expect trans women to be these super feminine people who dress as all feminine and shit like that, and they expect us trans men to do the same thing except being all masculine and dress all manly and shit. And they expect all trans women to go on estrogen, to do all surgeries, and us trans men to go on testosterone and do all the surgeries. It's just not all trans men want to get surgeries, do all the surgeries, and there are trans men who want to do just 1 or even 2 surgeries. And there are even trans men who want to do just testosterone or nothing of that. Doesn't make them any less of a trans man. Same with trans women. If they don't want to do surgeries, doesn't make them any less of a woman. And plus, there can be masculine trans women and feminine trans men. Alright, number 7. The life expectancy of a trans person is typically about 23 years old. Now, I'm not 100% sure that it's really true, really. Because it's just like, there are trans people, men and women, and anyone else who falls under the trans umbrella that has lived past 23. Like Laverne Cox. I'm pretty sure she's in her 30s maybe at this point, or late 20s. 20s, early 30s, something like that. And then there's also Caitlyn Jenner, who I honestly just can't take seriously, honestly. It's just like, honestly, like, it's not because of her being a trans woman, it's because of everything about her. It's just like, she's transgender, and yet she's not for gay marriage, like, same-gender marriage. I'm cool with people being Republican. It's just like, if you're the kind of person who's just all like a conservative Republican, that crosses the line for me. I don't care if you're Republican, but if you're a conservative Republican, because it's just like, usually there are Republicans who, like, if you're the kind of Republican who's a piece of shit, like Donald Trump, for example, then it's just like, I have zero respect for you. I mean, seriously, if you're a Republican, honestly, there's very few Republicans who I actually have respect for. I mean, seriously, one of the people that I was kind of friends with my freshman year, so 2 years ago, of high school, she's a Republican. I don't care because she's a decent person. And I don't care because I don't care. She's Republican, she's Catholic, yes. But she's a decent human being. Seriously, she's a decent person to people, regardless of who they are. I mean, seriously, she's accepting of gay people. She's accepting of trans people, and people who are all like, I mean, seriously, if you're the kind of Republican who's just like, I'm accepting of people regardless of who they are, I don't care if you're Republican, that you're Republican. I don't care if you're the kind of Republican who's just all like, I may not necessarily agree with that kind of thing, but I don't care who you are. Those kind of Republicans I'd rather be friends with over people like Donald Trump. And yeah, I've actually done a bit of research on him. Quite frankly, I just don't like him, honestly, because he's a joke as of a person. If he even is a person. Okay. Sorry, I got a little bit off topic there. Sorry about that. Anyway. And last but not least, number 8. Yeah. Sorry, it felt like a hair or something was going on like, yeah. Oh, like, on this part of my ear. It's just like, no, stop that. Alright, anyway, number 8. Dealing with things like depression, anxiety, gender dysphoria, and any other mental/psychological or neurological disorders. Or even having a physical disorder like cancer. It's just like, being trans and dealing with those kind of things, it's just like cancer, okay, yeah, that makes it twice as difficult. Because it's like, if you have like lung cancer or bowel cancer, if you're a trans woman, and you haven't medically transitioned, and you haven't actually transitioned yet medically, having cancer and being trans makes it a bit too difficult to even medically transition, because it's just like, that kind of thing, yeah, no, it's just like, it's kind of impossible, especially because it's just like, yeah, having cancer, probably not possible to transition medically. I mean, seriously, like, you can transition socially, but medically, having cancer would make it pretty difficult. Probably, depending on the severity of the cancer. Because sometimes it's just like, there are certain cancers where it's like, it's not that difficult. Probably wouldn't be difficult. But some cancers would probably make it more difficult than any other. So yeah, alright. Well, I'm gonna go for now, so peace the fuck out.